Alright, this is Dan Saddawi-Konefka from the anesthesia department. This is a tutorial on how to make video tutorials similar to the ones that we've made for the anesthesia group. This is quick and dirty. I'm not going to do a lot of editing to this. This is just so that we can get up and running with this quickly. Step one is to make a script. Strong advice, no more than 10 words per step, because that's what's going to be overlaid on the video, and you don't want this to look cluttered. So work on getting it shorter and shorter, and then stay really high level. If you're not sure if a step is going to be controversial or if it's kind of getting in the weeds, is how we've been talking about it, don't include it. It's just going to distract people. It's going to make people focus on that as opposed to the overriding principle of what it is that you're actually trying to get across. So here's one of the things we were talking about for airway management of the intubated patient in the OR. So you can see here are each of the steps. And then in brackets, we thought we put what it was that we wanted to film for each of these. So you can see the filter should be already in place, a close-up shot of the filter. Then you tighten the circuit connections. We're going to use some prior footage to that. Connect to the ventilator. We need some new footage for that. Here we made a little bit of sort of editorial note on what color we wanted. Now when we actually edited, we ended up changing the color of this. Not a big deal, but that's the idea. And all of these steps are very short, right? All right, so short steps, stay out of the weeds. Number two, simulate the script. As soon as you do this, you'll find that some of the things you thought were going to be natural just aren't as natural. When you take the stylet in this manner, it's actually going to get in the way of the circuit, and that actually helps you refine the guidelines, the recommendations that you're going to be making. So it's a really important step. You don't have to retype it up or anything. Just print it out, take it with you when you're going to shoot, run through it. Whatever doesn't work, just scratch over it with a pencil and make the adjustments on the fly. And the last step is filming the scene. So here's some good advice, I think. So one, declutter the background. Make sure there's no patient names in the background. Make sure there's no JACO violations being filmed. Try to get some good lighting and try to get the shot from a couple angles. I'll show you the advantage of the couple angle things. So this is the one of us doing an intubation of a COVID patient in the ORs. So one of the things that we wanted to show was putting the stylet in the bag. And here, so here's you can see this is me taking out the stylet, and the bag is on the other side of this glide scope. So we really want to show what that process looked like. So we shot it from two different angles, and then in editing that got spliced together, so it looks kind of like this. We shot it from the front. We also shot it from the back. And those were two different takes. We weren't shooting those simultaneously. So the other thing is get some clips that can serve just to be background for no action, but just like a title slide, or if you just need some words to show something. So for example, at the very start of this clip, we just have me standing there, and you get the title slide on the title words on top of that. And then this section is called plan and so forth. So that's that. And then here, these are things that wouldn't be obvious, but they're really important. Start every clip 5 to 10 seconds before you say go, and end every clip 5 to 10 seconds after you say end. And the reason for that is you're going to need more time for these words to be over them. You're going to need time for these little transitions. And if you don't have enough footage before and after, it becomes a little more painful. Plus, it's next to free to do that. So just get the extra footage, and we can always cut it out in editing. Last thing, your screen. How should you frame it? Try to capture more than you think you need, because we can always zoom in editing, and it allows for room for words and so forth that are not overlying the action. So for example, here, if I had zoomed in really closely on this, and that was all you were seeing, and then we put the words on top, it would be covering the accents, and you wouldn't actually see me doing those things. All right, so that's about it. I'm going to leave it to the video editing people to give you advice on how to get the video footage off of your iPhones to them. And I can talk with them directly on how it was that we, sort of what styles we used, fonts, colors, and so forth to try to make this have a somewhat consistent look. All right, hit me up with any questions. I am in the directory. Thanks. Good luck.